Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. I wanted to show you the few measly things that I found this past weekend at garage sales. It was really bad. I think it was worse than the week before. Between the rain, the heat waves we've been having, and 4th of July holiday, there has just been nothing going on. I wish I had better things to show you. But I'm going to show you some things that sold first, and then I'll jump into the things that I found over the weekend. I apologize for the lighting. I'm in the basement. My son is actually out of the basement and out of the house at work, but my daughter's here, so I had to come down here. Alright, things that sold. This I bought at my favorite rummage sale back in May for $1. This is one of those Wachtersbach, I don't even know how you say that, mugs, and that sold for $15. I bought it for 25 cents. This little bird nutcracker guy, bought at the same rummage sale for $1. That sold for 10. Sold some needlework kits from that really good rummage sale I went to across the border into Pennsylvania. I spent $80 there. I already made that back, and plus a profit of I think $330 to $350, and I still have probably over half my items from there to sell. So I was really happy with that sale. But I sold this sampler. This is a Prairie Schooler Noah's Ark sampler. I sold that for $30. I think I paid $2 for it. And one of my viewers noticed that this was a Prairie Schooler pattern, which helped a lot, so thank you very much. You know who you are. Then sold this Hugs and Stitches Watching Santa stocking for $10. I think I paid $2. I had another one, same kind of thing, but it had a snowman on it, same company and everything. That one also sold for $10, even though it had one or two things missing out of it. This is the Dimensions Gold Collection Mystical Wizard. I sold him for $28. And all the rest have been shipped out, but I'll just give you a heads up on what some of them sold for. I had, let's see, a Snowflake Dreams Angel Stocking from Dimensions. That sold for $50. I had an Elsa Williams Cruel Pillow Kit. That is one of her older kits. Elsa Williams stuff sells really well, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, that sold for $71. I had a Bucilla Santa and Frosty Felt Stocking Kit that sold for $41. The Disney 101 Dalmatians Kit, cross-stitch kit, sold for $28. I had a couple quilting kits. They each sold for $20 a piece. And then the big daddy of them all was a Dimensions Heavenly Herald stocking. It had an angel watching over the nativity. That one sold for $120. So it did really well with them. I wish I could just find needlework kits and just specialize in those. But now I'm going to jump in and show you guys what I found this weekend. Friday, I think I went to 3 sales, maybe. Yeah, I think it was 3. It was bad. But at the first one, they had a lot of crafty stuff. So anybody who watches my crafty garage sale videos, I will be making one very soon. This was a vintage set of quilted nursery blocks. You can make this little quilt over here. I don't know how many there are. Oh, it says 12. So I'll have to count and make sure that there are 12. And one is partially done. But they seem to be in really good shape. So I should be able to make about 20 off of those. I paid 50 cents. This one was a Jan Lynn cross-stitch stocking kit for $1. It's partially started, but then when I opened the Ziploc bag when I got home, I realized that the thing smells really musty. So I have to air it out and see if there's anything I can salvage from this. So I might not make anything on that one. But then I found this Bucilla cross-stitch banners kit for $1. I should be able to make about 10 on that. And then these two little clothespin cross-stitch angels, should be able to make probably 8 to 10 on both of those. They cost 50 cents each. So that was the first sale. The second sale I went to, there were two little girls sitting in the driveway. I think they were just piggybacking off of the one that I had just gone to since it was across the street. And they had children's books on one side of the table and picture frames on the other. So when I went up to look at what they had this big stack of Junie B. Jones books. Most of them are paperback, and then I got 3 hardcover. So I asked the one little girl how much they were, and she kind of looked at me like really timidly. She goes, 5 cents? 5 cents each? Well, I couldn't pass up 5 cents each. It was less than $1 for all these, but I gave her an extra $1 since she gave me such a good deal. And she was so happy that I gave her some extra money. I should have actually given her a little more. They were so cute. Let's see, so that was Friday. Told you it was bad. Then on Saturday, there were, I don't know, 4, 5 maybe. And a lot of them wanted, you know, close to retail for their stuff, which is just ridiculous. I'm getting really tired of all this. But the first one, I only found this stuffed classic Winnie the Pooh from Gund for $1. I did find some padded shipping envelopes there for $0.25, so that was probably my best deal of the weekend, as sad as that sounds. Let's see, then I went to another sale and found this. This is the Complete Tales Beatrix Potter, brand spanking new, shrink wrapped. Got that for $3. I should be able to get 25 out of that. Then I went to an estate sale where I don't know if it was the heat or what was going on, but everybody just wanted to fight with each other. Especially this one woman. She was just really obnoxious. And we were all standing there waiting for the front door to open, and they ended up opening the garage door, and they were letting people into the garage before they were letting them into the house, and people were buying stuff. Well, some of the people who were in the front of the line to go in the house didn't get out of line. Even though they had numbers and everything, they didn't get out of line to look in the garage. So one lady came up and she had bought a set of solar lights, and she comes back and gets back in line with her lights, and this other woman who was in the front of the line looks at her and goes, "Did you just buy those?" And the lady looks at her, she goes, "No, I'm just carrying around for my health." She goes, "Yes, I just bought them." She goes, "I bought them out of the garage." And she goes, "Well, that's not fair. You can't just go into the garage." She said, "Well, they opened the garage and they're letting people in." She goes, "You have 2 legs. They don't look broken to me. Why don't you go walk into the garage if you want, if you want to?" And the two of them just went at it for like 10 minutes. I thought they were just going to start beating each other up at one point. But fortunately, the door opened, and the lady who started everything walked into the house, and, you know, crisis averted. But, of course, they wanted $1 million for everything there. So the only 2 things I got were these 2 Laurel Birch tchotchke things. I got this little wooden figurine for $3. It's got her signature down there. Oop, there we go. And then I got this Royal Dalton plate, also for $3. I should be able to make, I don't know, 15 on each of them. Nothing crazy. I tried to get some books there, but they wanted crazy prices on their books. I found this really nice big car book. It was a coffee table book, all still in the shrink wrap. And I was going to get it for my dad for Christmas. And I asked the lady, I said, "How much?" "Oh, 15. I go, 15? And she goes, "Well, you know, it is brand new. It still has the plastic on it." I looked at her, I go, "I'm not blind. I can see it has the plastic on it. But you're never going to get $15 for this book." And she goes, "Well, if you don't want it, then don't buy it." Okay. Oh, everybody was a little touchy this weekend. But the very last thing I have to show you guys, and probably my best deal of the weekend, was actually not even bought at a garage sale. I ended up on my way back home going to the Hallmark store because they put their Christmas ornaments out this past weekend, and I just wanted to see what they had. And when I went in there, they had a whole boatload of stuff on sale for 75% off. Most of the ornaments, even they're just not worth buying even at 75% off. You're not going to make that much money on them. But I was looking in the toy section in my Hallmark store, and I found this. This is an Einstein Brain Games electronic chess wizard, and this is from Excalibur. And these can sell really well. The retail on it was $40. I got it for $10. And when I checked out some prices, Amazon wants $98 for this. Some of the used ones on eBay are going for $30. So I'm going to try it at $60 and see what happens. So, you know, check out the chain stores. Hallmark, Target, Toys R Us. They're all getting rid of stuff right now. So that is everything I bought, but I did want to tell you guys a quick funny story. I went to a sale right after I bought this Pooh Bear, and they had a sale a few weeks before. The only reason I even hit it again was because it happened to be like literally a couple streets next to this one. So I went there, I looked in the garage. They still didn't have anything good, and the lady said, you know, you can go around back under the deck, we have clothes. I said, okay. I'm not that into buying clothes, but sometimes I go and look. Every once in a while I'll find something that catches my eye. So I went around the back, and they had all these racks set up and all these clothes, and they were all very neatly hung up and tagged and organized and all that. So I'm going down the row and I'm looking, and I get to the end of one of the racks, and hanging at the end of the racks is a pretty large assortment of lingerie and bras. Now, I don't have a problem with selling lingerie and bras if they are new with the tags. I know that stuff can sell like hotcakes. But I have a huge problem with selling lingerie and bras that are not new with the tags. It's one of my pet peeves. It skeeves me out. It's just disgusting. I don't know what kind of previous situation that these things have been involved in, and I don't want to know. Like my husband always says, you know, you don't want to shine a black light on that. So, I wouldn't recommend selling like your used undergarments at your yard sale. I don't know. Maybe some of you don't have a problem with it, but it just grosses me out. The other thing I have a problem with is bathing suits. Ugh. I won't even buy a used bathing suit for my daughter, and they sell them at the consignment sale, the kids' consignment sale all the time. I can't do it. But I think the grossest encounter I had with that kind of merchandise was when I was down in Florida. We were visiting my mother-in-law, and she knows, you know, that I do eBay, and she's a thrift store junkie like I am. So one day I got up, she's like, come on, we're going thrift store shopping. I said, okay. So we get in the car and we're driving around, and she said to me, she goes, you know, I'm just going to warn you. She goes, some of these stores are nicer than others. She goes, some of them are kind of gross. Like, okay. So we get to this one that it looked like a shack from the outside. And we go in, and there's just stuff all over the place and piles of junk. And I ended up in the clothing section, and I get to this one rack, like a wire shelving unit, and it had all these cardboard boxes on all the shelves that had, you know, the lids ripped off of them, so they were all open. And on the front of them, the owner had written with a Sharpie marker what was in each box. And on the top row of this rack were 3 boxes. One said bras, one said panties, and one said thongs. It's like, ew! Get me out of here right now. Ugh! I mean, not only is it gross to, like, try and give away your thongs. I mean, just throw them out. I'm sorry, just throw them out. But to have this owner actually go through the stuff, pull them out, and label a box for them is even more disgusting. Ugh. Okay, so I'm done now. I just had to share one of my pet peeves with you guys. So that's it. Hopefully I'll have better luck this weekend. It looks like there's a few more than there were last weekend, but we'll see. It's still supposed to be really hot. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.